Hey everybody, it's Sunday, and we've renamed the show. It's called Psychic Sundays with Michael. And it's so funny, I decided to do this when I was having a conversation with our guest today, the wonderful, fabulous Corbie Mitleid. So what are we going to do? You want to listen to me? We're going to get the show started, right? Here we go.
Now shut up, the show's starting.
Okay, I accidentally played the music before. Usually I do a silent entry into the show, but I threw the music on and went, oh my God, we got two different types of music. But that's the story of my life. I hope everybody's having a fun, did I say Memorial Day? 4th of July weekend. We have a fun show lined up, and I love it when Corbie comes on. She comes on like, now we've got it timed once a month. She pops in and has fun with us. And it'll be interesting today as we talk about the world, what's happening, and who might be in the room today. So anyway, without further ado, my girlfriend, the fabulous Corbie, and she has it spelled phonetically for those that don't know how to pronounce it, Mitleid. Hey.
Hello, darling.
How are you?
Hanging in like the rest of us, baby. How are you?
I'm great. I say Corbie Mitleid. There we go. And I can do that right. Corbie Mitleid. There we go. I got it. So people should laugh. Okay. One of the things, the magic of television and being on camera is I always wear like a nice shirt and everything because you only see me from there. But to be honest, I'm wearing shorts. So
okay.
I've actually done the show in boxers, but you all didn't know it. It's the same thing as shorts. They're just thinner.
Hey, how many times did we have no pants Zoom meetings during COVID?
So, right? Many. Oh my God. Look who's out. Gosh, there's so many people. There's Angela from New Zealand, Tammy, Richard, how are you? TJ Marsh, Bobby Bahar, private investigator in Texas. Karen is here. Let's see. I'm trying to keep it. Deborah Kiefer, everybody. Oh, wow. Look, the room is filling up. Pam Stubbs, how are you? Everybody say hi to Corbie.
Hey, guys.
How you feeling today, Corb?
Good. Absolutely gorgeous out, maybe mid-70s. Humidity not too bad. It's one of they call them those 10 perfect days in summer here in upstate New York.
Right.
Really fabulous.
Somebody said, say it 3 times. Is that Pam Stubbs, Pam Stubbs, Pam Stubbs? That's it. Can't say Pam Stubbs, Pam Stubbs. You know what? I sound like Porky. Oh, Father, I can't do this that way. Debbie says, hi, Corbie.
Hi,
and then Bobby's there in Texas. Mode Alive. I love that name. You're new to the show, Mode Alive. Fun. Oh my gosh, Corbie, since we met the last time, so much has happened in the world. I know. Corbie said to me beforehand, she doesn't know how dark we want to go today. She doesn't want to scare people. And I thought to myself, that's what we all need to be. We need to be a little shook up so we get out and vote and do whatever. I mean, listen, some of you have a different political belief than me. As you know, I don't hold it against you. I mean, Sloan and I, we have, we're like oil and vinegar, oil and water when the two of us get together. But it doesn't affect our friendship. We accept each other for what they do. It's when they start putting the hate into things that I get upset. We can agree to disagree and have different, beliefs. But everybody knows I'm pro-abortion, pro-life. Not pro-life, pro-abortion.
Pro-choice.
Pro-choice. Thank you. And, what scares me the most is the LGBTQ rights and everything. Yeah. And then Cindy says, we better be scared. You're right, Cindy. So, Corb, have you been watching any of the hearings?
I have. It's been interesting. I totally agree that our little 25-year-old brave woman is braver than
Cassie.
people out there. I mean, she knew that she was going to get death threats, that she'd be trashed. I mean, hell, she may have to go into a witness protection program out of this. But she felt that the truth was more important than a calm life.
Right.
And I salute that.
Right. And unbelievable. Hey, Sandy, how are you? What is Arrington drinking? Arrington is drinking. I just had here. Hold on. I just showed Corbie. I'm actually drinking San Pellegrino, orange, and whatever, with just a little hint of vodka in the bottom.
Yes, it is. I want to know what Victoria Stone is thinking.
What is this? Hold on. Michael's manly love could easily steer Corbie away from lesbianism. What are you talking about, Victoria? Oh my God. Corbie is happily married. Oh my
Very much so.
Oh my God. How funny. I just saw that. I was like, what? Michael's manly love?
No.
That makes me laugh. Right. Corbie's not Latin and young and a younger Latin male.
No, baby. Here. Let me fix the situation here to show her
your love. Your
if
true
you
love.
Can see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
That's 20 years ago. That's our wedding day.
Aww.
Carl and I were grinning at each other like idiots, and it's still the same.
Right.
So
I love it.
Yes.
And you have your cats and your love after all these years. That's
right.
So funny.
Right. The most you can say about me is straight but not narrow.
There you go. You accept people for who they are. Look at that.
Like I tell people, why do you think I became a reverend?
Right.
So that before it was the law of the land, my buddies who batted for the same team, they want sacred ceremony. By God, I was going to do it. So.
Right. I'm trying. Bobby has, what is this, Bobby? Hold on. I had a dream about a bunch of murder victims singing the Deborah Harry rap song in a white convertible limo. I think I found the address of where the victims are buried. Is that what the dream meant? You know, Bobby's a private investigator,
yes.
Right? And she's done a lot of really cool cases.
Bobby, if anybody knows how to go about this and stay safe, it's you. So as they say in Brooklyn, as far as checking into this stuff, it couldn't hurt.
Right. TJ, this shirt was my shirt wasn't buttoned, so I had to switch it around because I was sitting here and I realized it was like acting weird. Oh, Victoria, God bless you. We're not even gonna debate it. We're gonna go let it bounce off of us. That is so funny. You know, it's like when it's the same thing, Corbie, when people want to say certain male actors who are gorgeous are gay.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing. People want something to be the way they think it is, and it's not like that. Mm-hmm. And you just go, okay, whatever. From the Hoosier State, happy to you all. Hey, Cheryl Blevins, do you do future lives, Corbie?
No, I do past because past may have some resonance for you. Mm-hmm. Future lives, that's kind of, mental Barbie dolls. Look, next time I'm going to be that. No, we have enough to deal with in our present life that we do present, and we see how past lives are affecting us this time. That's enough on our lunch plate.
Right. I will say, hey, Barbara Rue, how are you? Barbara's a sweetheart. Barbara's, I'm trying to figure out, her nephew is Aerosmith, Steven Tyler. And
really? I have a Steven Tyler story.
Listen, Barbara.
My brother, who is a world famous pediatric pulmonologist, was on a plane and he ended up sitting next to Steven Tyler. And they were talking about their daughters at that point. And that was when Steven was having one of his esophageal throat problems. And so my brother just basically did, a 30-minute medical consult flying from where to where, I'm not even sure. But that's why in our house, we like Steven Tyler.
Right. And Barbara, I saw, I think it was TMZ, because Barbara and her husband were here and to see him in Vegas. And we didn't get a chance to check. But Barbara, I hope he's doing well. I heard he got out of rehab. He had a relapse, and a TMZ was reporting. So I don't know if you talked to him, but send him our positive thoughts and everything. So you just never know who's going to be checking into this room. What is this? Hold on. What is this? Michael has what? Michael has conquered more women than Charlie Sheen and Hugh Hefner combined. Okay. Then what are they doing? It's crazy.
Someone's drugs. They're all on drugs.
They're on drugs.
Partying.
Let's see. Hey, Alan, how are you? Just to let everybody, hey, Nikki, how are you? Just want to let everybody know that people who've seen my shows in LA, the Esther Show and the Paul Lynn Show, know that my musical director is this incredible man named Daniel Gary Busby, but we call him Gary. And he's one of the most incredible people. He's like my brother. We always say he's like my brother from another mother. We have such a connection. And Gary got a reading from Corbie. Was it Friday? Friday. And he's still blown away by it. In fact, he checked in with us right before we went on the show. But thank you, Bobby. Just to let you guys know, Corbie Mitleid.com. I will put it up. Hold on, Corbie. Hold on. Mitleid.com. See, make sure I got it right. And there we go. And if you want to get a reading and find out more, Corbie's amazing website is up, and it's pretty cool. And you can see all kinds of information, how to book a reading, and everything that she does, and read about all that stuff. It's pretty cool. So there it is. So you guys can see that. Pretty cool. So let's see. Okay, so Corbie.
Yeah.
Now that we've said hello to everybody and people pop in, we'll get to saying hello to them eventually. You talked about Cassie Hutchinson and just being a patriot, a real patriot.
Yeah.
I was reading this morning on CNN and the New York Times. They're saying Trump's going to announce he's running for president in the next week or so.
Yep.
At the same time, he's about to get indicted in Georgia.
That is why he's announcing, because when you've got a presidential candidate, it's really a lot tougher to have the indictment stick, because everyone will say you're just attacking him, free speech, and you just don't want him to run, and blah, blah, blah. That's why they were trying to get this done before he announced.
But they were saying that Georgia was going to indict him by the end of this month, by the end of June. That didn't happen. But then again, his big mouth could have them do the indictment beforehand. Okay, I don't know who Tarot Destroyer is. Michael Arrington has ruined more marriages and broken in more virgins than an Arab prince. God bless you. I don't think they're spamming. I just think they're having fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like your ex is so ugly that she
right.
insurance.
Your mama jokes.
Right.
Happy 4th, Carol Winter. Okay, so where was I at? I totally just had a brain fart. So anyway, I know what I was talking about. So with everything that's happening, even one of the major Republican former judges, conservative judges, said that he's going to get indicted. But what's happening is it's not. We're never going to change his base. The base. They love him no matter what. And he, yes, he is a thug, and throw him in prison. Be done with him. That we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop them. You know what I mean? But it's the independence that we have to get. And I was telling people, number one, women should have the right to choose their bodies, what they want to do with their bodies. That's not a bunch of old white men and that Handmaid's Tale woman that they tossed in at the last minute last year, Barrett. I mean, it's the old white men that voted, not the liberals judges. But we can, if we get out and vote, we can codify Roe versus Wade. We can codify LGBTQ rights. They won't take away my right to marry somebody I love. And the way to do that is we only need 2 seats. We need to win 2 seats in the midterms and keep the House. And if it keeps going the way that it's going, and the January 6th committee and Liz Cheney and them keep putting out the information, it's sort of like when Comey threw out that email about Hillary 2 weeks before the election and completely turned the election. I believe that's what's going to happen with the midterms. You've said it before. And you've said it before, Corbie. So has Debbie and Lewis. And Marla. We're gonna go through a hell, but we're gonna get out of this. It's not going to be pretty. And hold on, I'm just deleting this person. Good, block. I'm done. Sometimes it gets it's okay to be fun, but when you get ridiculous like that, I'm tired of it. How is this psychic? This psychic is incredible, Amy. Angst.
Maybe she was saying, how is this conversation psychic? And if you are, then I just pull up the fact that this is the United States Pluto return. Okay.
Okay. Explain a Pluto return.
All right. Basically, Pluto comes back to the same place it was every 240 some years. And using July 4th, 1776 as its birth date,
right?
The United States is on the verge of experiencing its first Pluto return. And during Pluto returns, that's when the Roman Empire went to pot. The British Empire had problems. And so what this means is one effect of the Pluto return for America is economic, as we have seen. There's a lot of social unrest. The last Pluto return, England was broiled up in a number of military conflicts. So we could have military stuff. Interesting, falling as it does in Capricorn, Pluto return strongly points to explosive scandals or falls from grace involving prominent individuals. Have we got an idea of who that might be? Okay.
Right.
Especially since the Pluto return is occurring in an Earth sign. Another likely impact will be environmental. What did they do but trash the EPA?
EPA this past week, right.
And another effect is the growing threat of autocracy, because Pluto can behave dictatorially. So we've got a bunch of stuff that we have to deal with. But what doesn't change dies. Even those of us that have been comfortable, the United States is not fair. It's not fair financially. It's not fair in terms of equality, inclusiveness. And if we want that to change, that's the Tower card. Now, a lot of people see the Tower card as doom, gloom, and destruction. But I try to explain, no, it's not that. I want you to think of it more like the imploding sports stadium. Okay. Boston Red Sox want to build a new stadium. They got to blow up Fenway first and clear the ground.
Right.
And so that is what we are doing. And yes, it can be scary. And a lot of us are going to be not comfortable. There's the card. But the card after the 16 card of the Tower is the 17 card, which is the Star. And what is the Star? The Star is the absolute blessing card of the deck. And here it is. Okay. Now, technically, in most decks, those 7 stars reach to the back of the woman's neck. And I say, think about if you were a guy who was doing windows on a skyscraper. That's your safety harness. God is saying, I got you. So that doesn't mean it's going to be fun. That doesn't mean that we might really have blood in the streets. You got to be ready for that. But it does mean that a better America can rise from the ashes of whatever happens.
And it always has.
And that's what you have to remember.
Right.
Okay.
I just remember Obama saying, we're going to get through this. It isn't going to be easy, but we're going to, oh God, damn, this person just keeps coming back. Anyway, I don't know who Tarot Destroyer is, but they're just unbelievable.
Well, you know what my 2 magic phrases are. Remember, Michael?
What's that?
Thank you for sharing.
Right.
Take that if you wish.
It's so weird. I just, and Eric trying to refresh the page. I can't get rid of the
Maybe start talking to Terror Destroyer in Russian. Could be Russian bot. We don't know.
I don't know. It could be Russian bot. Crazy. And it all started with that other person, but it's the same person just coming back. Okay, there it is. It's just, wow. I'm sorry. It's just crazy. I'm trying to get rid of all of the freaking.
Just everybody who's watching and listening, you can ignore Terror Destroyer. This is like the 4-year-old who insists on coming up to you and kicking you in the shin and calling you a duty head until you listen. Well, we're not duty heads here. It's okay.
No. I just don't. He must be somebody really good with internet because he keeps breaking through.
Bored.
Very bored. Bots have to be very active or they'll get fat. Yeah, Barbara says in 13 days she's retiring. Barbara Rue. And so back to Steven Tyler's her cousin. That's what it was. I couldn't remember that. I knew they were created. Yeah, he created multiple Google accounts, right? Because that's where he's coming through YouTube and everything. God bless him. So everybody, we were talking about this craziness of what's happening. Basically, we're going to go through a bunch of shit. There's going to be blood in the streets of some sort. You know, I feel that. I mean, how could we have all those people killed in Uvalde a month ago, and then the Supreme Court turns around and goes, it's okay to carry guns? You just think to yourself, what? It's insanity. I think they're also going to go after, I think the January 6th committee and Merrick Garland's going to go after Mr. Thomas, Clarence Thomas, and his wacky wife. She basically helped the insurrection.
Oh, yeah, she's also refused to talk to the committee, you know.
When she said she would.
Mm-hmm.
When she said she would. Okay, everybody. I know there's a bunch of you in here. Corbie's in the mood. I'm in the mood to listen. So if you've got any questions, you may have asked them. You may have asked them already because it was going through very fast. But anybody has any questions? And remember, we don't talk about, what is it? Death?
We don't do dead people. I am not dial-a-dead on this show because I don't censor what comes out, and it could be wildly inappropriate and private, and you don't want it shared. Also, health is not really in my wheelhouse. For health, I recommend the magnificent Stacey Wells, and we can put her up later. What do? I'm great with the everyday tour bus, house, car, job, kids. Okay, God, you put me here. Now what? Yes, I might be able to pick up a past life for you, but remember, I would need an obsession or a phobia or a place that you love or hate that makes no sense. Might even get spirit guide. But, you know, when I do my free reading hours and I get 12 people just, what does my guide have to say? That's lazy. That's just, you know, here, I'm a baby birdie, feed me. If you got serious questions, that's where I'm good. So, what about some love for me? Okay, wait a minute. I'm looking into starting as a stand-up comic, but I'm kind of nervous. Good idea, run screaming off the stage. All right. 3 cards if she does, 3 cards if she doesn't. I've done a little stand-up comedy myself, darling, so I know what I'm doing. Okay, so this is for Nikki. If you do, read your contracts. Make sure you don't get taken. It's a tough gig, baby, because there are lots of people out there. But take the risk. If you don't, you'll always wonder why. There's a part of you that gets shut down. And there might be a guy around you who's actually a little grateful you didn't, you know, and on that. You know, do it. Find one open mic night and give it a shot.
That's how you have to do it.
Yep.
Eileen Sis was wondering if you will ever find a new agent. I guess you're an actress, Eileen. That helps. Nikki says, "Speak it, sister." Heard a crow call.
Okay, new agent.
A new agent. Here you go, Eileen.
I think within 7 months, but it's going to be, you know, playing whack-a-mole with it. You ever play whack-a-mole?
Yeah.
So, yeah. First quarter next year is a yes.
Let's see. Let's check here. Carol Winter says, Will I get enough money to remodel my parents' house?
Depending on how big the house is.
Right? She's a writer.
Self-growth, self-improvement means you're going to have to do some DIY. It's not so much the money as what you can do for not a whole bunch. Okay?
Michael, what is that? Michael has suffered because of his movie star good looks. Like, oh no. Oh God. These people. They're crazy. We've never had so many. I've never had this before where there's somebody that just constantly goes in and you can't get rid of them.
Okay.
She said, Eileen says, thank you. Let's see. What is this? Okay, here we go. Here we go. This one's an interesting one. Since we're talking about abortion and pro-choice, what is your take on when the soul enters the body? I read that in Jewish belief, the soul does not enter the body until its first breath.
That's what I understand. I do not believe it's at conception. At conception, you have a bunch of cells dividing.
Right.
That 6-week heartbeat thing, there is no heart in the body at that point. So what I would say is the energetic connection to the soul. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't get pregnant if a soul hadn't said, I want to go in there. So if you feel you have to terminate a pregnancy, my thought, you talk to that little spirit that night. I have had someone who did that, who could not have a child at that point. It would have totally derailed their entire life. And she said that as I told her, she sat down and had a real conversation with that spirit that night. And so the next morning when she was getting ready to go, she felt a difference. There was an absence of energy. Now, was that the soul went? But what it was is it was just cells at that point. So I do not believe that you can destroy the soul. The biggest thing that happened, I mean, what happens in a miscarriage if that baby really wants to come down, goes back up the slide, comes down in the next one. You cannot destroy a soul. You cannot kill a soul. Just an envelope.
God, this person is driving me nuts. I can't get rid of him.
We can ignore him though. Stop talking about him.
So, yeah, just ignore him. A past life, not none. Drowning man, Atlantis. I'm drawn to Tennessee. Thank you, Corbie.
Okay. Not none. What do you mean, not none?
Not now, maybe. Past life, not none. Drowning man at Atlantis. I'm drawn to Tennessee. I have no idea. Did we miss something?
Yeah. Okay. Let me. So, Tammy, I'm going to say, put it back and say either I have an obsession with or I have a phobia about. That may make it a little clearer,
right?
Since people are scrolling through so fast, and I want to do something that is on target for you.
Georgina Crothers, I love you. Oh my God, how are you? Georgina and I go all the way back to the 80s. She is one of the most beautiful women, and she and I, we have some stories from our crazy past in Hollywood back in the 80s. And I love her. She and her husband actually came to see the last time I saw her, she and her husband came to see my Esther show at the Sahara SLS when they were in town. And I love me some Georgina. So good to see you. Thank you for popping in. There was an interesting story here from Richard. Here it is. Richard said, if the Pluto return is slowing most of us down, does it make sense that as a Cancer, it's speeding things up for me?
That, Richard, is a question for someone that Michael is going to have on very, very soon.
Yes.
Yes, this is Pat Dumas, D-U-M-A-S. She's in York, Pennsylvania. She is an astrologer par excellence. She can explain even the most complicated nuances in a very tab A and a slot B way that even we non-astrology people can understand.
Right. And I've just, Corbie introduced me to Pat this past week on Friday. I think it was Friday or Thursday or Friday. And we've connected, we've become friends on Facebook, but I'm going to book her for the show. And she's comes highly promoted by you. There was something else. Where the hell is it? I'm trying to lose this. Okay. There was somebody just at Pluto's Return. Interesting. Somebody that was forced out of abortion. I'm curious about my past life. Where the hell am I going? Okay, this one, Triple Crown, who's been in here. Triple Crown was wondering when I'd be getting a new job, just beginning the interviews, and I'm thinking about going for it to apply for management jobs above my experience, although I have the knowledge. Thank you kindly.
Okay, when I'm going to be getting a new job, I'm going to do that month to month. Hang on. July, August, September, October, November. You're going to be settled in the new job by January. Okay, that doesn't mean that you won't be offered it until January, but there's going to be some time with getting things settled. Okay, and as far as going above your experience, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. You go in and remember how they say dress for the job you want, not the one you have. Also, if you can say to them, this is why I can do this job, and you present solutions, etc. Absolutely. There is no reason that you have to go in there hat in hand. Please, sir, would you hire me? That's not going to do it for you. You go in head held high, and I have all of this amazing talent, and don't you want it?
That's cool. Okay, what is this? Cindy says, I keep having a recurring dream about being lost and trying to find my way home, and also not being able to find my car in a parking lot. Any meaning to this?
Cindy, that is a typical dream, the way flying dreams, the way you show up in school and you haven't studied for a test, kind of thing. Being lost and trying to find your way home is a part of you that knows your life is not right now where it needs to be. There is a part of you that needs feeding and watering. There is a part of you that needs some spotlight. All right. And when you find that, that will literally drive your life to where you want it to go. That's why the car is involved.
Amy, we all know we make decisions in the moment we live in, but if you waited a day later, your life could change. That would be.
That's a great Hallmark card.
Yeah, it's a great Hallmark card. I was like, oh my God. Okay, there we go. Oh my God. This person is relentless. I've never had this happen before. And I'm not trying to give them attention, but I'm just never had anybody this relentless, going crazy. And just the fact that their name is Tarot Destroyer is because they must have something against tarot cards. Love flying dreams. Okay, here we go. There's a bunch of you in here. I know there's 36 in this one room. And if you have any questions, not about death, Barbara Rue I missed that. Barbara's retiring. And she kind of asked a vague question. What about her retirement? Let me see. Who was it? I got to scroll back here, Barbara.
3 cards for what's ahead for you in retirement, Barbara.
Yeah, here we go. 3 cards for what's ahead for you in retirement.
4 of Wands is the moving in, moving on, moving out. So if you want to relocate, downsize, whatever, cards say yes. That is perfect. Number 2, love is coming. If you're already married, it renews. If you're not, there's somebody out there for you. 3rd, about 2 years into retirement is when you're really going to hit your stride. I know with my husband, it took him 1 year to really feel like he was retired. And then he started doing all the things he wanted. So for you, it's going to be about 2 years of shakedown cruise, and then off you go. So you're going to be fine.
Wow. God, we're getting hit today. Now there's Sarah Smith Queen.
Sarah Smith Queen.
I can't.
Send me a friend request for your private reading. Sarah Smith Queen is a poacher. Right. This happens often. Unfortunately, a lot of Nigerian names, they say they always answer in. They sneak in. See that?
Yeah, I can't.
Send me a friend request for a reading. No. This is someone who thinks that they can't get clients on their own, so they want to steal them from other places. I guarantee you have a reading with this person and they're going to get your credit card and go to Rio with it.
Right.
So don't fall for it. She did it to Eileen Sisk. She did it to Georgina Krauser. She doesn't give a shit about you. She wants your money. She's not feeling anything. She thinks this is a good way to skim from a real reader.
So weird. I can't get rid of these people. there's something happening today that's never happened before, and I usually can get rid of these people, and I can't get rid of her. Do you know what I mean? They keep going after everybody.
All right.
Yeah, yes, you have a happy marriage, Barbara. I mean, she was just sort of being.
Then it's. Let me explain. Remember, happy marriage. I was a little nervous when Carl retired from the museum that he ran, because I work at home now. He was going to be at home, and oh my God, and we have a tiny house. When the pressure came off him from the fort, it was the Old Stone Fort Museum, we really renewed the marriage, not the marriage vow, but the marriage itself. So I would say if you got a happy marriage, there's going to be more depth to it. There's going to be a part of it that couldn't blossom when you were working. So enjoy, enjoy, enjoy.
Okay, here's another one. Sandy S. If you're feeling the need to change locations but don't know where so far, any guides as to what areas would be good to look? Canada here.
Sandy is one of my nestlings in my Patreon group. Sandy, I'm going to teach you. Remember, when I am looking for where someone should move, if you want to stay in Canada, you're going to pull a card for each one of the provinces. I tend to go from BC to the Maritimes. I go west to east. In the United States, I do 9 groupings. Oregon, Washington, California, Southwest, Upper Midwest, Midwest, Texas, New England, Mid-Atlantic, Southeast. And we see which cards are strongest. So that's your challenge for our Patreon meeting in July, and I'm going to ask you about it.
Oh, yeah. Dee Dee writes, Dee Dee, hey, Dee Dee, how are you? Dee Dee says she's starting a new career. Oh, she's starting a new career at retirement. Will she succeed in it?
That's the wrong question, Dee Dee. What if I said no and you're going to lose everything and live in a box under a bridge? Always ask your psychic, how do I make this new career rock and roll? Okay, so let's give you 3 cards for that.
There you go. Here we go. Here we go, Dee.
Okay.
You're getting 3 cards.
Realize it could be stressful. You need to set your boundaries. Okay. Number 2, I would say the first year or so, don't pay yourself. When I first did the psychic work, every single penny went back into show gear, clothes, paying for my booth fees. It wasn't until year 2 that I really started to be able to pay myself out of it. So the first year, all the money goes back into business. And third, that's the high maintenance card. Do not let your business be high maintenance and totally take over your life. Okay? You're retired. Yes, it's lovely to have a new business. Me, I think I would retire when I was 2 weeks dead, but I give myself Wednesdays off. Again, boundaries, don't work 24/7. And yes, it'll be a marathon, not a sprint. It will not just be a year or 2. You have it going.
Bobby says she turns 63 on July the 6th in just a few days. 3 more days. I have 2 upcoming movies. Will one of the movies be a series?
Okay. Movie A, whatever that is, probably. Independent, though, not massive, massive. B, they're still thinking about it. So there's no word on that yet.
Do you know I don't know who Victoria Helen Stone is. Do you know who Victoria Helen Stone is?
No.
God, these people. I cannot believe that we're getting popular when we keep getting inundated with these crazy people. But my blocking is working again. So
good. Look, part of it is, look, I am a charismatic. People either love me or hate me. You're the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And so people love to make us targets. And they keep upping the ante to see if we'll flinch.
Right. I guess what it is this software that I use. The software I use is supposedly I'm supposed to click delete, comment, and block, and these people keep coming back, and they must be professional people to be able to keep doing things.
All right, Tiffany, I'm giggling at Tiffany.
Tiffany, general reading, like
okay.
what that's so generic, Tiffany. I know you keep saying general reading.
Well, a lot of people do a general reading, and it's a one card. So if it's generally, I'll just pull one card for it.
Here you go, Tiff. Are you ready?
The devil card is not Mr. Horns and a Tail. It's not even Jack Nicholson and Witches of Eastwick. It's being bedeviled by something, someone, or some situation, holding yourself back from your highest and best with bad habits. So what I'm going to tell you is you need to do some self-work, darling. You need to learn who outside you is a pain in the butt that you can send kicking. And you have to see where you are not listening to your upstairs guides who are looking at you over their glasses and going, excuse us, hello. Okay. Remember, the devil card is not bad. You're not bad. You're not bewitched. It's you got some bad habits and some stupid people around you that need to be kicked to the curb.
Right. Bobby, thank you. Let's see. Here we go. Trying to get, I'm generic. Tammy says she's helping me block people. Thank you. Tiffany says, thank you very much, Corbie. Okay. Here, Triple Crown. I was trying to understand this. If I can ask an energy question, does Corbie see a quieting down of all the violent energy around us from cancel culture to physical attacks? Will that come to an end soon or get worse first?
Oh, my darling, I wish I could say yes, it's going to calm down, but no.
We talked about that earlier.
We did. We have so much energy that needs to explode and clear. Okay? It's like a fever goes up before it breaks. And it's the same thing here. So, I'm not what I call the glurpy purple love and light kind of psychic. I'm not. I do see a rough time, but I also see us strong and fierce enough to get through it. Now, it is not going to be a year or two. It's going to be longer, which is why I say it's a marathon, not a sprint. You have to decide what is most valuable to you in this country. What do you value? Who are your family of choice, not your family of blood? All right. I've written several articles on medium.com under Corbie Mitleid that addresses this.
Right. And that's all on your website, correct?
No, it's on medium.com. That's my blog these days.
And you can sign up for that to get some of the stories sent to you in your email.
Yes.
Because I get them in the mornings. Angela, our girlfriend from New Zealand, who is just so sweet. She added me on Facebook a little while back. So I actually get to see who she is with her face and stuff. So she says, Angela goes, Corbie, will things be looking up for me?
Oh, honey, yeah. Number one, Prince of Wands, something wonderful is coming and coming fast. It will have something to do with finances, and that's a positive and something worth celebrating. So I think it's hell yes.
Jolene Smith as a newbie. I haven't seen Jolene before, but she said, can you give a reading on my finances for the next 6 months?
Sure. I'm going to do it by quarters. So July, August, September, and October, November, and December. July, August, September. This card says put things together differently. Jolene, I don't know if you're familiar with tarot, but let me explain. The angel is pouring water cup to cup, not spilling it. That's emotional mastery. Notice the angel has 1 foot on land, 1 foot in water. It means you got to keep 1 foot where you are, 1 foot in where you want to go. Okay? So your finances for July, August, September, they need to come from either a different source or you need to put them together differently. October, November, December, big thumbs up for new beginnings. You want to start a new job. You want to start something on the side. Yes, yes, yes.
Speaking of, Deborah Pfeiffer asked, Deborah goes, how can I see or communicate with my guides?
For this, I pull out the book that I suggest to everybody because it's how I learned in the 80s. Right here. Opening to Channel. It's by Sanaya Roman and Dwayne Packer. It's still around. The thing that I love about that book is it's clear explanations. It teaches you how to ground, center, and shield, how to stay safe, how to know when it's not your guides. Because remember, I will tell you every single time, you can do what I do. I'm not special. We're all wired like the same house plan. So start doing, you do it regularly. You make sure that there's you silence the phone. You get the cats high on nips so they're sleeping in the corner. You do whatever you need to do. And you give yourself time. Keep pen and paper with you. Write down things. You may get something that is weird. Like I'm seeing a mourning dove riding a motorcycle. Write it down. Don't judge it. You may see that on TV in 2 days. That's your guide saying, here's the connection. Okay.
And Tiffany says, I got that book because of you, Corbie.
I hope it's useful. I hope it's useful.
And Sandy has said, I love that book. Thank you for reminding me. Good. And both Jolene and she said thank you. And so did Angela from New Zealand. We love her. There's a bunch of you in here that I haven't heard anything from. And I know you're swarming around. If you've got something, Corbie's got the cards out. And, the thing is with the cards, she'll pull the cards to your question and sort of give you an answer. And also I want to put this up, corbiemitleid.com.
I'm seeing Triple Crown.
Okay. You see Triple Crown? Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Hey, Charlie Voss.
Let me see. Do I get a positive outcome on that?
I'm waiting for the hospital financial aid to zero out $50,000 of medical bills, which might not be until November. I was wondering if you see a positive outcome. Otherwise, bankruptcy is in my near future.
The card is not good, Triple Crown. The card is not good. That's one of the problems is don't ask unless you were ready for the answer. Mm-hmm. But the secondary card is, all right, if it's as bad as we think, what happens?
Thanks, Deborah.
New start. I had to go bankrupt in the 80s because of my cancer. But, here I am later, stellar credit rating. You can get through this. All right. Simplify.
For everybody, I just put up Corbie's website, corbiemitleid.com. And if you go there, you can find out information. Oh, here's my good buddy, Stephen Artist. I want to say artiste, not Stephen Artist. I'm thinking of signing with the Speakers Bureau and getting on the lecture circuit for colleges, art schools. Would this be good for me? Thank you so much.
Big thumbs up for New Beginning. Yes, Stephen. Yes. If you love shooting your mouth off to strangers like I do, you're made for it. Do it.
Right? There you go, Stephen. I've known Stephen for quite some time. He was running a theater at one point. Who is Morningstar? I see her keeps popping out. I'm not sure that
Tom Ellis. Oh, if Tom Ellis wants a reading, honey pie, you betcha.
Is that Morningstar?
Lucifer. He was Lucifer.
Oh. No, I see Morningstar, and I'm not even sure that bankruptcy would clear medical debt nowadays.
Yeah. You got to see what the newest things are.
Right. It's crazy. I know I've been dealing with Medicare nightmares lately.
Yeah. Sometimes Medicare works and sometimes Oikavalt.
Well, I've been working on it. It's been crazy. Tom Ellis. Yes, it is me.
Lol.
Who is Tom Ellis?
Tom Ellis is this absolutely heart-stopping, gorgeous Englishman who played Lucifer, the devil, on a Netflix show for about 6 or 7 years. And, I'm very happily married, but he was just heart-stopping.
Here we go. Lori. Hey, Lori Hall. Lori says she met a guy a month ago. We talk every single day. We live in different states. Do you see this working out? As long as he doesn't ask you for money.
Yeah. All right. Card for you, card for dude. Relationship right now, what you need to know and best possible outcome. Your card. You feel like this could be a profitable, not as in bargain ship, but it would be worth putting your time into. Dude, he's juggling you with someone else, just know. Two of you right now, keep it light, keep it fun. What you need to know. This is what I call the archetypal Italian guy card. Jealous, possessive, wants what he wants. It doesn't care whose blood's on the sword, high stress.
Right.
So if you get really involved, it's going to be stress for you. Outcome, still don't know. It's still in fantasy land right now. So, go slow, but just be careful.
Gina Leone Goel. I don't know if I pronounced that. Morningstar says, what is it that you desire? Gina, do I move back to the USA or do I stay where I am? I'm so confused. Love to know where you're at, Gina. That would be kind of cool. If you could put that, if you could tell us where you're at in the comment section, that would help. Yep. I know you're zipping in from the Facebook app. Lori says, thank you. Okay. Let's see. Hold on.
Let me do, while we're waiting for Gina to get us her place. Karen, I've been feeling overwhelmed for a while now with household responsibilities. I'm a widow and live alone. What can I do to help myself? Right. Does she need to downsize? Well, see, what this card says, too many responsibilities. Okay. See how the guy is bent over? When you reverse the card, I tell people it's like the little kid that drops the sticks in the middle of the road, pees on them, and walks away. So what I'm going to tell you is you need to drop responsibilities to anybody but you. And if the house is too much for you now, find a smaller place where you are comfortable. Okay. It's one of look, women outlive men most of the time. So we have to make the adjustments, not because we're poor and we can't, but because we don't want to put so much energy into what we can no longer use. So I would say downsize, find something easy for you. All right, Gina, Acapulco. Back to the United States or no? You do not know what's coming up in the United States. And Acapulco, the happy world card. Stay where you are.
You hear that, Gina? Stay where you are. It's so funny. We're talking about women living longer. I wonder if that's gonna roll over to my Esther character and keeping me around here a lot longer than normal. Maybe the old woman. That's too funny. I was like, so funny this morning before we went on the air. I was putting together musical stuff for all the musical charts for the Paul Lynde show. And the whole story about the box that I found in 2004 on eBay. And but in the box this morning, I found a piece of music that I somehow haven't seen that was in the box, and it was Waylon Flowers. You remember Waylon and Madam? Oh, Waylon! I'm sitting here talking to you, Waylon. Well, he was in Paul Lynde's 1976 tour, which this box that I got off of eBay for $121 had all the charts for a 13-piece orchestra. That was his show that toured America in 1976 when he was the biggest star on television. And he had discovered Waylon Flowers and he had Mimi Hines. He had a whole bunch of people on the show, but it was killing me because there's the charts for Rhinestone Cowboy. And just the fact that Paul Lynde was thinking, I'm a rhinestone cowboy, getting cards and letters from people I don't even know.
Are you going to add that into the current show?
I don't think so, because that's for a big orchestra type thing. Because what was in the box were the charts for a 13-piece orchestra, and
we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. Maybe not a 13-piece orchestra, but 5 pieces. That when you have
a piano,
right? And as long as Gary can play it. But yeah, they do so much with keyboards now. Let's see. Thanks. We'll let you. Thank you, Gina. She said thank you. And Bobby goes, stay in Acapulco. Viva la Mexico. Corbie, here we go. Triple crowning. Corbie, is there anything you should suggest someone do? This is an interesting one. Corbie, is there anything you suggest someone should do before a reading in order to get the most out of it? And also, what makes it easier for you to read?
Funny you should ask that, darling. A little empty. See this book? I wrote that for people to find good psychics and how to use the information, And so the chapter in here on that is called Psychics 102, How to Prep for a Great Psychic Session. And here are the rules. Number 1, accept responsibility for your part in the session. No pop quizzes, no comparisons. State your intentions clearly. Widen your horizons. The information you get may not be what you expected, but learn to use it. Evaluate your information and respond to the universe. Notice that spells the word answer. The thing is, the cards will tell you what you need. You may come in thinking you're asking about romance, but they want to talk about career. Don't try test the psychic. Please don't say, well, I'm not going to say anything and I'm just going to look at you and you should be able to read me. That's like trying to climb Everest in sneakers, kids. There's no grip. When I read you, I want to give you as much detail as possible. So I will say, what is the most important thing you want to walk out if you're knowing? And tell me if it's career, if it's kids, if it's spiritual direction. Mm-hmm. That way I don't waste time on what you don't want and not get to what you do.
Right.
Remember that the best of us are only 85% accurate, me included. The only one 100% accurate is God, and he doesn't do YouTube podcasts with Michael.
I've been trying to get him, though.
He's a little busy these days. Let me tell you.
He is. He's a parting seas and slaying souls.
What makes it easier for me to read? Want to be there with me. Don't, lower your shields. What does that mean? That means just relax. Understand that I am here absolutely concentrating for you. I want to do the best job I can for you. I am here in service. So don't be afraid to say, Corbie, I don't understand that. Could you back up? Don't be afraid to, there are no stupid questions. It's a dialogue between the two of us. For instance, if you say, I want to start a business, and I say, what kind of a business? Don't say you're supposed to know. Because starting a business as a stand-up comic is different from starting a business as a fabric designer is different from starting a business as a shoe salesman.
Right.
And I want to give you the details that I can.
Right. A lot of people just want, I'm going to test the psychic,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Well, we did the pilot. It was really funny. I have a clip from Politics as a Drag, which we did with Esther many years back, about 8 years ago. And Sloan was on the show. And she was that's how I met her, was the talent booker had booked her on the show to be in the pilot. And they also booked this right-wing conservative dude who was just crazy. And he did that to her. You're a psychic. Tell me, how do you know? Blah, 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 blah. And boy, she ripped him a new a-hole. Mm-hmm. and sliced and diced him, you know, basically saying, you can't do that. You know, that's not what I do, you know.
Yeah, Tiffany has an interesting question. How do I feel about a pendulum? It's a great tool. It's not one I use. Why? Because I have a slight tremor in my right hand. So I can't tell what I'm getting is trustworthy. On the other hand, my buddy Debbie Dyer, that I used to share a booth with at Psychic Fairs up in Canada, she was a wizard. So realize that there are so many different tools. Yeah. And you will find the ones that are best for you. I adore oracle cards, tarot cards, because they tell me their stories. Past lives, I'm a history freak, so it's there. But again, like, don't ask me to do spirit art. I can't draw. Okay? So if you find a pendulum is working for you, rock and roll. That's terrific.
Our friend Dore, D-O-R-E, who's in our little psychic group, she's Miss Pendulum. She's actually been here to my home and visited me. And it's neat. I watch her do the whole thing that spins and does this whole thing. She's really good with it. You know, but like you said, 80% sometimes.
Yep.
You know, it's not 100% accurate. But let's see. What is this? I knew someone who was divorced who wore her wedding ring to a reading to test if the psychics were real. Once again.
You know, look, it doesn't. I was wearing my wedding ring and it was very good. It was very accurate. And I went to a psychic. The first thing she says, she closes her eyes and goes, you're so lonely. There are no men in your life. Hello. So I did not recommend her to anybody else. You know,
right.
But why are you wasting my time and your money if you want to play, you know, trick the psychic?
Right.
I don't have time for that nonsense.
Right. Let's see. Carol says, well, I write books. I have stories in my mind. So how do I get them on paper? You write. You put them down.
I'm serious. Nope. Carol, I'm serious. Don't do what Thomas Jefferson did in 1776. If you remember that movie, there was a scene. Thomas Jefferson is writing the Declaration of Independence. He writes 4 sentences, looks at it, crumples up the paper. Writes a sentence, looks at it, crumples up the paper. Looked at the paper, crumples it. You know, can't be that perfectionist. You write what you know. You write what you love. You just get the damn stuff down on paper.
Interesting.
And then you decide what you're going to do with it. Okay? The books I'm literally seeing for you are short and small. So whether that's a small series of books or whatever, You're not going to be writing, the 900-page Outlander kind of thing. Short and small.
Okay, mister. He goes down in my lap. I don't know if you can hear him, but he starts going until I pick him back up. He's like, he kills me. Past lives. You don't do past lives. Do you do past lives? Not.
I guess I do past lives. It's my special.
Oh, there it is. Karen, do you pick up on any of my past lives?
That's not how we do it, Karen.
That's what I was.
All right.
My bad.
No. We have hundreds, and I could find one that would make no sense to you because it has absolutely nothing to do with this life, which is why I ask for an obsession or a phobia or a place you either love or hate that makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I can pinpoint something that will make sense to you and is useful to you. And the reason I do that is, let's say you're a janitor in Des Moines and then somebody says, yes, you were Napoleon. Are you really going to want to mop that floor? No, because you have nothing invested in it. You're just going to spend your time thinking about, I used to be Napoleon. Past life knowledge is to help you over a problem now.
Okay, Charlie, I saw this on your Facebook this morning. I think you put the picture of her up. If tell me if I'm wrong. I think you did that. But Charlie says, I have finally found inner peace. It was a long struggle. I lost a dear friend last night. She was 96. Most of my friends are in mourning. I feel at peace and grateful that she let me into her life. I looked at her photo today and I smiled. I didn't cry. Am I weird? I think I'm just fine.
Charles, my darling, trust me, you're fine. We think we're supposed to mourn. And you might later, but at the same time, 96 is a great extended warranty. It's not like this was a 37-year-old, who got mowed down by a train. And at 96, the body was probably giving out.
Right.
So she's off. She's happy.
She had a great life.
She did. You are absolutely on target, my friend. Relax. It doesn't mean you didn't love her.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. This crazy dog of mine, I swear to God, everybody who's looking, this is Champers. He's my little baby. And thank you, Kimberly. He is cute. But he is, thank you, dear, Charles said. But this is Champers. He's going to be 16 this year, but he doesn't act it. But he likes to pretend he's dying if I put him in my lap and don't give him attention, or we're talking here. And then all of a sudden he starts having these coughing attacks. And then as soon as I pick him up and do this, the coughing disappears. But those of you who have pets, all of you that have pets know what I'm talking about.
Yes, you do.
That's right, Carol, the celebration of life. What did you say here, Cindy? Hi. Cindy Singer Thomas is seriously thinking of moving to another country because of what's going on here. I fought these fights years ago, and I'm frustrated. Is a new country in my future? Kimberly, he's a standard Chihuahua.
You're done here. Yes, you're done. But you got to really, if you're going to emigrate to another country, you really have to do your research first. It depends on your age. It depends on how much money you have. It depends on what your profession is. It depends on the languages you speak. So start looking now. Yes.
Look for the expats. You know what I've heard, what I've been reading a lot? Not that I'm going to go there,
yes.
But I've been reading a lot about Portugal.
I have dear friends that are moving to Portugal because they have a 5-year-old son. Now, mind you, they are wealthy enough that they can do it.
But they were talking about how cheap it is there.
Yes, but what I mean is, it's not a matter of, they can go, they can buy a house, they can do whatever they need to do.
Right. But I was reading about the rents and stuff like that, and I was like, wow. A lot of my LGBTQ friends are like scared that if they take away marriage rights and stuff like that, that they are leaving. And I'm going, they're not going to. They're not going. They're going to scare us, but they're not going to. I think Biden is going to not stack the court, but make the Supreme Court what it should be. Because right now they only have 9 judges for 9 districts. There are 13, and we've never adjusted for that. So yeah, she says she's looking at Portugal. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's good, Cindy. Yeah, just go if you look up expats Portugal. And it was so funny because about a month ago I was reading about how cheap the rent was and how much it costs to live there. Another place is Leon, Mexico, is really, really cool. Tiffany Sanchez says, when will I receive all the monies? Okay, now she's one of your people, isn't she, Corbie? Because I see that big smile on your face.
It's when will I receive all the monies? I always say me first, but let me see if there's. This card says February. Don't ask me why, but that's what I heard.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Now, an interesting thing. Triple Crown. Corbie, is it ever appropriate to do readings with children under 18, or are there certain ethics? Well, I generally don't do it because they want to know, are they going to pass math and who's going to take it to the prom and. If they are indigo children and they want to learn about their spirituality, yes, then I will read them. But one of the things that I tell professionals is always have a children's deck with you when you are doing a show. Because let's say that little 3-year-old Muffin is on mommy's lap. Mommy, 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 card. And she goes, please, I really could just let her pull a card. And Muffin pulls, and I go, oh, look, Muffin, death. Now, so I have a children's deck that has little kitties. And see, Muffin can pull one of these, and it's not a problem, and she's happy, and then I go back to reading for mommy. So yes, get a children's deck like this. This is cat wisdom. They also have dog wisdom if you're into puppies. And that way it's there. But no, I tend not to read anybody under 18 because they should figure out their own lives and learn and experiment.
Okay, Richard says, what does it mean when we can feel our previous life bleeding into our present life? Is that sort?
I kind of know what that's like.
Okay.
Remember that this is the life you need to lead. But for instance, I knew when I was 13, I did not want children. I knew it would kill me. Why? Because the life before this one, I was allowed to die. It was a stillborn child, and I had been who I was had been messing around, that it was a Catholic hospital in Chicago. So the nuns decided that the child was taken by God and they could let me die. And so I died from childbed sepsis in pain, filth, and agony. That's bled over into this life, which is why at age 13, I knew I didn't want to have kids. So realize if there is a bleed over, then there's a specific message for you.
Kimberly says, can you pick up anything intuitively on me? Can you just like pick up something intuitively on somebody, or do we need something?
That's like test the psychic kind of thing.
Test the psychic. Kimberly, give us something more specific and we'll take you back up on it.
Yeah, because I could give you something really vague, Kimberly, that would mean nothing.
Okay, so Tiffany's back again. What do you think we'll see on July the 12th with the new Webb telescope?
Marvin the Martian.
Marvin, take me to your leader.
Illudium. Where's your illudium? What is an indigo child? How do you know if you are one? All right.
What is that? I don't know.
Indigos and crystals. All right, the way I describe indigo children. Most of us go A to B to C to D. Indigos go A to Z to green to Paris. They hate rules. They are impatient. They have imaginary friends. They are smart. They are older than they should be. They're warriors, fighters. Crystal children, which is what comes after indigo, they're the Marin County. Hi. Oh, yeah. Well, that's good. It's all right. But there is a particular book. Let me go to my library list. See, when you sit with me, I have certain books I recommend. And the book is called The Children of Now, Crystalline Children, Indigo Children, Star Kids, and Angels on Earth. It is by Meg Blackburn Losey, Losey. It's a good book. It will explain to you everything you need to know, Deborah.
Wow. I've never heard of that. I guess I'm an indigo child.
Yeah.
I'm a warrior. Let's see. Jessica says she was psychic. I saw 2004 housing crash, sold my home at a huge profit, told my family, and got shunned.
Jessica, darling, that's one of the problems with our gifts. In my family, they think psychics are charlatans. And so they tell people I'm a motivational speaker. Live and be well, honey.
There we go.
Use it.
Kimberly came back and said something a little bit more direct. Do you see health-wise ever getting better, please?
Poor Kimberly. She is batting 1,000 today. Remember what I said in the beginning, Kim, you may not have heard it, is I don't do health questions because it's not my wheelhouse.
Gotcha.
But This at the top is the woman you go to.
Stacey Wells.
I've known Stacey for a quarter century. She can literally look into the DNA of your body. She has seen brain tumors people missed. She saw my breast cancer when the doctors didn't. She is fabulous. Okay. So let me hold it up again so you see it.
Look, Kimberly, it's staceywells.com.
She is fabulous. Go get a reading with her, and I guarantee you're going to know exactly what's going on with your own body.
Jessica said you gave her goosebumps. Thank you. Kisses and hugs.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Mishification. Any chance I'll be meeting a partner soon, friend or romance?
Sure wish I knew whether it was male, female, either that you were looking for. Let me
give us a hint. You know, Michelle-ification.
Yeah. I mean, and if it's both, that's fine. I don't care. I just want to know which cards I'm going to look for.
Kimberly says thank you. See, sometimes see what's so great about having Corbie on is Corbie's one of those incredible people that even though it's a question that's like, okay, this is difficult, she will solve it. She fixes the problem by going, read this, contact this person.
Oh yeah.
And you know, it's just a cool way. Yeah. Female.
Mishi now, but is that Mishi is female or she's looking for females?
Right.
I'm sorry, Nick.
Do you hear that? Let's see. Mishi goes, you both are awesome, by the way. Thank you for the smiles.
Both okay.
Both.
Gotcha. All right.
Go, girl.
So.
Okay. I'm adjusting myself.
July, August.
And thank you. Yes, I love this shirt. Whoever said it was a beautiful shirt. It is a pretty shirt.
Okay. Guy in November. Comfortable with money, but a little conservative. Might not be someone that you'd enjoy. December, January, February, March, April, May, June. I like June better. Next June, there is an entrepreneur type. Wonderful, passionate, but you better love what he does because his business is his mistress. He has the attention span of a golden retriever puppy. Not that he's looking for other people to mess with, but just the world fascinates him. And it's kind of like, Josh, you over here. Oh, okay.
Okay. Kimberly came back with here's one. Do you see our bathroom being built and usable by the end of the year?
All right. Now, I'm actually, since I have redone my bathroom, I'm going to give you a little bit of a suggestion. We got our stuff done through the RTA store, or as in ready to assemble, the RTAstore.com. Gorgeous stuff, a lot cheaper than you're going to find at Lowe's or Home Desperate. So, let's see.
Oh my God,
you're going to have some problems with it. Plumbing needs real work. And that's a surgery card. So you're really going to have to bring things down to the studs. It's going to be tight.
We're picking back up again with people signing in. Triple Crown, I like you both. You're very straightforward. I cover Boston, land of the blunt. Oh, here's a new person. Holly Chia. Holly Chia. Will I be changing my job or will I stay for a while?
One card if you decide to change, one card if you stay put.
There you go.
You change. Make sure that it's a job where your mind is engaged and double check your contract. If you stay put, no, I wouldn't say stay put. There's still more blood to bleed there, darling. New job.
And Eileen, I love this. Eileen was being very specific to us. She goes, I'm wondering if I will ever be in love again, in parentheses, with a guy.
Actually, I'm going to pull my deck by John Gray, Mr. Men are from Mars, Women are from Venus. These are the things that you need to look for in the guy. 4 cards. If he doesn't have these, it's a non-starter. Number 1, he has to understand that you are not 20 and you don't need to be Velcroed at the hip. You need your space. 2, he has to have opinions, not a whatever beige kind of guy. 3rd, he has to show you all of him. Full spectrum. He can't hide stuff. And then you're 6 months into the dating and who the hell is this that walks the door? Strong silent type sucks. He needs to tell you how he's feeling and thinking. You got those 4 and the answer is yes.
Okay, now here we go. Here's one. Do you know what happens to souls that commit suicide?
Actually, there is a chapter in Robert Schwartz's book, Your Soul's Gift, that deals with that. Sometimes, this is what we understand. Sometimes we have so much that we put on our plate to come down and do, and it overwhelms us.
Mm-hmm.
And we just check out early. Okay. Suicide, I think, is rarely, if ever, planned. It's a potential. It doesn't mean that God doesn't love us. It doesn't mean we're bad. There's extra healing that needs to be done afterwards. But again, Your Soul's Gift by Robert Schwartz, there's a chapter in there on suicide that gives you all the details on that.
Okay. It's a heavy subject for me. It's one of the, I don't know if I've ever shared that with you because I've tried to off myself a couple of times. And
the soul tries it often.
So
it's something that I've been pushing aside this life, but it isn't always easy.
No, I know this may sound morbid, but I think about it at least once or twice a week. And it's one of those things that, because I suffer from depression, but I learned I fight with it, and I'm not going to let it win. And I'll openly talk about depression to people on my Facebook page, and it has helped a lot of them because a lot of people are afraid to allow themselves to be vulnerable enough to talk about something so heavy. But it's just so weird. I got kind of weird when you started talking about that just there for a second. All right, let's move on. Let's see. Kimberly. Oh, by the way, here something light. Kimberly says, "Yep, sounds right. My partner and I have been without a bathroom shower for over a year and have to go to my parents for a shower. It's getting annoying. There's been a problem with the plumbing."
Sorry, my darling.
And then Eileen said, "Thank you. That is exactly what kind of man I need and want." Me too, Eileen. Could it be like a change in contract circumstances, so to speak? I'm trying to figure that out. Did I miss that? She said, Sandy asked, could it be like a change in contract circumstances, so to speak? I don't know where that goes to. Did I miss something?
Either. No, I'm not sure what she means either.
Yeah. My mother told me after my father died that she thought he was planning it at least a year. Did he commit suicide or did he just die? Thank you, Bobby. Sorry to be Captain. What is this? Sorry to be Captain Bringdown.
You are not Captain Bringdown.
No, not at all.
There is nothing wrong with serious questions.
No, and that's
why you're okay with a real answer.
Right. Don't claim the illness; it will root. True. Yeah. No. No. It's. Listen, we laugh and we giggle and we have fun at the same time. We also deal with heavy questions because she's going to pull the cards. Corbie's going to pull the cards. So if most of you, we won't, unless we know you personally, we won't be able to connect with you or, because you're in the chat room. But, don't be afraid, to ask a question. But remember, nothing about death. We don't talk about.
That means no mediumship.
Right. No mediumship. Let's see. What is that? Sharing your story is so helpful. I, too, have struggled with depression and anxiety. See what I mean? So that just because I said that, I know there's other people that are dealing with it, and I don't mind talking about it.
Yeah.
It does. It helps everybody, because some of us are stronger. I am one of the most strong people, but it's so funny. People go, you're so strong, but it'll take one tiny weird word that will slice, dice, and just completely cube me to the end. Does that make sense? I mean, I have people going, "Oh my God, you suck on stage. You're the worst. God, you have no talent, blah, blah, blah." But then they could say something that comes out of left field that will stick with my heart like a dagger. It's so funny. But anyway, that's what happens. Let's see. Yes, it's all about sharing. Okay, anybody? Oh, gosh, look at that. People are still piling in here today. So my guest is the fabulous Corbie Mitleid, psychic medium. She's got her tarot decks out. Not just one deck, not just two decks, but a few different decks.
8.
And, if you have a question that she could answer, she'll pull the card and see what the cards have to say. All right, Linda Tobin just plopped in here. She's had medical issues for a year, improving now. Will they continue to improve, or do I need to follow up on some continued issues? And there we go. StaceyWells.com.
Yeah, Linda, you must have not been here.
Yeah, she just signed in.
Yeah. I don't do health questions because it's not in my wheelhouse. But Stacey is the best medical intuitive in the U.S. as far as I'm concerned. I've known her for a quarter century. I've sent people to her. She's read me and saw things doctors missed. So if you're serious about you want medical stuff, you go to Stacey.
Yep. And then Jessica says she wrote a book, honestly, What Happened Imbued with Wisdom for Women Afraid to Leave Abuse. So
good for you, girl.
And author Callie Connolly. So there you go, people. Here we are. We're into, oh, wow. We've been on for an hour and 20 minutes. I didn't realize the time.
Yep.
I put Champers down. He coughed for a few minutes and then realized he had to give up and went somewhere.
That's good. That's good.
What did Karen say? Suffering from depression can be extra hard when your family doesn't get it or even try to give grace. Yeah.
Well, that's when you look for your family of choice, darling, not your family of blood.
Which is what I have in my life. I have my family of choice, which is my family of friends. You know, I can count them on one hand. You know what? Barbara DeBella. I haven't seen Barbara DeBella. Are you and Janet listening? Because Barbara had called me this morning. We talked on the phone and she was talking about getting a reading with you. And she had some people that she wanted to refer to you. And so I just was wondering if she's in.
Triple Crown has some questions for you, Michael.
What is that? Let me see. Hold on. Michael, with your shows, does only one venue allow you to take the stage, or you are a free agent? Do you find audiences are better for you at a certain time during the day or night? A Triple Crown, what happens is we get booked into a venue. So when you do a tour, you play different theaters in different cities. However, if you have a residency, which is what a lot of people have here, and some of the people have here in Vegas, then yes, you only perform at that venue that you have the residency. For instance, Celine Dion was at Caesars, and then she never made it to Resorts World because she's had health ailments and this mystery ailment. None of us know what is happening to Celine. It was a big, huge to-do that she was opening the biggest new casino. And it is, we don't know what happened, but, there's different people like Katy Perry is there. Luke Bryant has a residency. So they can't play any other venues. They can pop into another venue and be in the audience and go up and sing a song. But as far as playing, no. You have a contract that allows you to do that. As far as audiences, are you better at a certain time during the day or night? I find myself better at night, early evening, regular theater time, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. When I had the Paul Lynde show here in Vegas, I got suckered into an afternoon show because the people freaking lied to me and said, oh yeah, you'll sell tickets. They didn't tell me that the guy that whose place I took, who died of a heart attack in the parking lot. Long story. You know that old story, right? Tony Sacca had a heart attack. Tony hated me, and he didn't like the fact that I was coming into the Ballet showroom that was with Wayne Newton and everybody. And so at the last minute, all of a sudden I get a phone call at like 7 a.m. Tony Sacca had a heart attack in the Smith's grocery store parking lot, and his body wasn't even cold. And the theater called, you want a space? You want a spot? You can have 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going, huh? And I go, because he had a show there, and they go, oh no, he sells out. He sells tickets. He makes money. Well, they didn't tell me that they gave him the theater for free and that they were the producers. And so of course he didn't have to lose. And I got screwed. It was a big learning lesson here in Vegas that I will never do an afternoon show again unless it's
and now you have people backing you up, and that will not happen again.
And unless it's on the mall in Washington, D.C., and I'm doing a show. But I've already done that. I mean, my largest audience in the world was 750,000 people at the March on Washington in 1999, 2000. And my Esther character was the opening for the March on Washington. And I sang with my band. I mean, it was the most incredible thing to see 750,000 people from in front of the Capitol all the way to the Washington Monument. And I'm singing, going to the chapel and we're going to get married. Anyway, so there's that. Let me see. Enough with my big mouth on that. Oh, thank you, Jessica. You're helping. When you contribute, you actually help me pay for my Adobe Premiere for editing, and also to pay for my StreamYard, which costs me $50 a month. So when you contribute like that and on YouTube, thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Jessica says I'm a Cancer too. Let me see. Hold on. We missed some stuff while I was giving my soliloquy. Michael, you are strong. You are a hero. I know you struggle. I can see it in your face. You will survive. Oh, sounds like an old disco song. Thank you, Charlie Voss. Janet. Oh, Barbara's on. She's Janet and Barbara, the sisters, the fabulous DeBella sisters. Sounds like a movie. Their dad was, I think I told you, Corbie, one of the most famous makeup artists in Hollywood. Yes. Katharine Hepburn, he did them all. Let's see. Kimberly, here we go. And this is right up your alley.
Yep.
Up your alley. I'm wondering why my cat is being full on affectionate with me and not leaving my side, wants to constantly be in my face. I'm getting a little bit concerned that he knows I'm really unwell and getting ready to eat me when I cark it. I don't know what that means.
I think she means croak it.
Cork it.
All right. Kimberly, darling, I am a mom cat.
That's why I brought this up.
2 Maine Coons, including one of whom is 27 pounds, and a little ginger ninja pocket rocket of a rescue boy. Prawn, who is nicknamed the High Commander, he's our 27-pound boy,
right,
has been glued to me since Roe versus Wade came down. He knows Mama is shook. And normally he sleeps on his cat tree. He's been right next to me on the sofa. He has been next to me on the bed. Normally he sleeps at the other end. Mm-hmm. Yes, they know when their mom cat or dad cat is not doing well. It's love. You are not going to be a snack.
Okay. Oh, and by the way, Kimberly said, adding to the cat thing, he usually sleeps on top of the bed. Now all of a sudden he's under the sheets right next to me. And Sandy says, where are the guys today, Corbie? Just by the way, LOL. That's so funny. Oh, how funny. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Bobby. Bobby, you're so funny. You keep contributing and you're such a sweetheart. I love Bobby's like a little slot machine. $1.99, 99 cents, $2.99, $3.99.
Coax other people maybe.
I'm trying. I know. I love her. She's such a sweetheart. Thank you. Animals. Oh, here he goes. Pam says animals sense when you are sad or ill. They do. They really, really do. And then Kimber says, I love it. Let's see. I love kittens, goddesses of the universe. Let's see. Okay. Going to see what I'm not sure. We saw a lot of concerts, but I think I saw you on stage in Maryland. I don't know if that was me. Could have been Pam. I've done some stuff in Baltimore. I was actually born in Annapolis. Keep going. Give. Oh, y'all are too sweet. Hold on. I'm looking to see what messages they went through. Corbie, you're so cute. Somebody said, Corbie, you're so cute. Love hearing your happy marriage. Mine is too. That was from Bobby in Texas. Holly G, I'm wondering, here we go. There we go. Holly goes, I help my sister a lot, and I'm wondering, will things get better for her? She worries me.
Okay. I'm going to assume this is emotional and not necessarily physical. And for that, I'm going to pull 3 cards from my Zen deck. I also need my glasses. First card, maturity. There are some things that she absolutely has to accept, and until she does, she holds herself back. Number 2, she has to make some serious choices. The Lover's card is always about choice and duality. And here's her problem. She clings to the past. Whether it's past hurts, past good things, we are living in the present moment. She needs to get out. What I'm seeing from Spirit is literally she fastens her own ball and chains and she burnishes them because she does not know how not to be her old story. That's where she has to work.
Oh, another nice deck. And Sandy says, and some are a bit more healing than others, and they know how to share their energies and supports the best they can.
Cats, yes.
Bobby has a big cat too. Katafong Tiger, my Katafong Tiger kitty. She has a big cat.
All right. One of these days, I will see if the High Commander, mommy, I don't know if I've got a good enough picture of him. Give me 2 seconds and let me see if I've got my boy.
Sometimes when Corbie and I are having conversations during the week and we're just catching up, we have a different camera angle, and I see the cats go walking back behind her. One will go by. A few minutes later, another one will come by. But the thing is, one gets bigger than the other. Then it gets smaller. Then it gets bigger because they're so big.
Right.
So funny.
So hang on once. I've got lots of my meat here. Oh, this is one of my favorites. This is Prawn. Prawn is the big one. And he is sleeping on his buddy, Harley, the pocket rocket. That's how big Prawn is.
Oh,
Harley is a normal-sized cat.
Right.
Guy. So Prawn is the size of a beagle.
Wow.
I promise I will make sure that one of these days he is with me here and you guys could, he literally is like enormous.
He's a Bengal cat. Bengal cat.
Bengals are nuts.
Yeah, she has the Bengal cat named Katafong. And Bobby was on the show once. I don't know if you saw her when she came on the show one time, and I saw the cats. I was like, what? Say what? That was a big ass cat.
Yes.
Okay, people. We're gonna close this down in a few minutes, but if you got some more questions and you've got want some answers that the cards might be able to help you with, guide you a little bit, hit us up with them. We've been an hour and 30 minutes. I remember when someone says, I remember when Prawn arrived. Aww.
Oh, that person, because remember, Prawn was a Britain kitten who became in New York. He was shipped over from his breeder in England as a present. And we did a live video of me ending up going to Boston to pick him up. And because everybody in England wanted to make sure he got there. But of course, that was back when Prawn was like this.
Right.
It's now enormous. But yeah, that's my boy.
Oh, thank you, Charlie. I'm glad we helped you with some questions, and thanks for the compliments. Triple Crown. Thank you so much for your time, Corbie and Michael. Happy 4th of July. So I guess people are leaving us.
Okay.
Corbie.
Fun as always.
Hold on. There we go. We bring some music. Okay. Of course, somebody comes. Can you help my narcissistic mama? She's like, hold on. Wait a minute. What is this, Jessica? Hold on. One more. We got one more we can squeeze in here. Jessica says, can you help my narcissistic mama? She's like, mommy dearest.
Honey, she needs a shrink, not a psychic.
There you go. She needs a shrink and not a psychic. And on that note, what can I say? We have had a blast. Corbie, what can I say? You are the best. I'm sure we're going to talk through the week or the next 2 weeks.
We'll talk, we'll have coffee, and I will see everybody here next month.
Are you doing anything for 4th of July?
No. My husband is off doing Revolutionary War stuff in Niagara Falls. So, nope. What I'm doing this month is a free reading hour on my Facebook page and a one-day psychic fair in the Albany area on July 31st.
Awesome. Well, listen, we'll talk. We'll set you up for next month.
You betcha.
See y'all later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.